The purpose behind this channel is to entertain the viewers and to give them a cinematic view of history. Please subscribe and please like.
Razia al-Din, popularly known as Razia Sultan, was a ruler of the Delhi Sultanate, the first female Sultan of South Asia. She was the daughter of Shamsuddin Iltutmish, the mighty Mameluke Sultan who consolidated and carved the Delhi Sultanate at a time when Genghis Khan and his generals Jebe and Subtai threatened and roamed the borders of his sultanate. Razia was his first child and was his favorite. She was well versed in mathematics, astrology, political science, and economics. She unofficially watched and handled important offices of the sultanate. In 1231, Iltutmish went for a campaign to Gwalior and appointed his daughter to rule Delhi in his absence. For a year, Razia handled the administration of the empire brilliantly. Iltutmish was so impressed by her that after his return, he immediately decided to name his daughter his heir apparent. According to historian Minhaj-e-Siraj, Iltutmish believed that his other sons were absorbed in pleasurable activities and would be incapable of managing the state affairs after his death. However, after Iltutmish's death, Razia's half-brother Rukhnuddin Firuz succeeded as the heir. He, along with his mother Shah Turkan, ordered several executions of important officials, including Iltutmish's popular son Qutbuddin, thus resulting in rebellion from important nobles and abhorrence from the general public. This hatred towards the new sultan was capitalized by Razia, who instigated the general public against Shah Turkan at a congregational prayer. The crowd that had already witnessed Razia's excellent governance got mobilized and attacked the royal palace and detained Shah Turkan. Several nobles and the army pledged allegiance to Razia and placed her on the throne. The moment this news reached her half-brother Rukhnuddin, he marched back to Delhi to reclaim back his throne and rescue his mother. But he was defeated, imprisoned, and probably executed on 19th November 1236. Razia Sultan ascended to the throne by the people of the Sultanate who backed her. She lacked the support of the nobles, especially those belonging to the Turkish ancestry. As a result, Malik Kabir of Multan, Malik Saifuddin of Hansi, Malik Salari of Badaun, and Malik Alauddin of Lahore, along with the Prime Minister of the Sultanate, Nizamul Mulk Muhammad Junaidi, thought of overthrowing Razia Sultan. They marched to Delhi, but Razia herself led an army and intercepted them on the banks of River Yamuna. After a few indecisive skirmishes, Malik Kabir and Malik Salari changed their alliance and sided with Razia. Together, they chased and defeated the remaining rebels, including Nizamul Mulk Muhammad Junaidi. After finishing off all threats, Razia Sultan became the undisputed Sultan of the Delhi Sultanate. Initially, she played safe and diplomatically stayed away from controversies and the limelight. So as to avoid controversies, she proposed the coins be minted in the name of her father Iltutmish. She also observed parda while attending her court and was always accompanied by female guards. But later, as Razia became more confident of her position, she stopped observing parda. She now rode on her elephant in the streets of Delhi without covering her face, dressed like a man, wearing a coat and a Persian turban. She also ordered the currency to be printed in her name, and she openly started favoring her loyalists. The most controversial among these promotions was the promotion of the Abyssinian noble Malik Jamaluddin Yaqut, whom she promoted as Amir-e-Akul, removing a Turkish noble from his position. The news of her intimate relationship with Yaqut started to spread like fire and intensified the feeling of resentment towards her. Though she tried her best to keep everyone happy and kept on rotating ranks, but her closeness with Yaqut threatened the position of other slave nobles. Keeping these controversies aside, she was a very good ruler, but a throne is successfully rosed by people who are clever, not by people who wish to keep everybody happy. As a result, while she was on a campaign in Lahore, Ikhtiyaruddin Aitgin and Ikhtiyaruddin Altunia rebelled against her. The movement was secretly joined by all her nobles. When the news reached Razia, she took it as a minor rebellion. She had no idea that all the nobles had conspired against her. On 13th April 1240, she marched to crush the rebellion, but was defeated by a much larger force. Yaqut was killed and Razia was imprisoned, thus ending her rule of 3 years, 6 months and 6 days. Later, Razia married Ikhtiyaruddin Altunia and tried to retake her throne, but was defeated and they were forced to retreat to Kaithal, where they were deserted by their soldiers and were killed by a group of raiders. Razia was killed on 15th October 1240. Her death was followed by constant shifts in power until the empire was once again consolidated by the youngest son of Iltutmish, Nasiruddin Mahmud, who was backed by his powerful father-in-law, Ghiyasuddin Balban, the man who later ruled the Sultanate with an iron fist.